Hey everyone, welcome to Finding Tickers, where we discuss stocks that our community is trading. This episode is brought to you by FREIBA Watchlist, our signature trading service that shares a daily list of hand-picked stocks, live trade alerts, trading strategies, portfolio reviews, market news, and much more, all to help you learn how to trade and become a better investor. So make sure you click the link below, subscribe today, and don't miss out on another opportunity. All right, let's get into some tickers. So here we have the SPY, that's the S&P 500. This is used as the barometer for the markets, for traders, as it has the top 500 stocks in the world. And this is what we use to kind of gauge to see how the overall market is doing. Now, didn't end well, but started out pretty good. One, SPY ended up at a new all-time high at 479. And that actually happened intraday on a breakout after the open. So let's have a look. So the markets ended up opening relatively flat. We had a nice push from this low here after the open of 477.69. Then nice push up, breaking out over this area here with to a high of 478.96, so just shy of 479. As you can see, we ended up breaking down, kind of scary, right? You had this huge drop, but nice recovery, consolidation, and then a break back out to a new high at 479. So decent morning really good morning for the markets. Yeah, these two all-time highs held up pretty well. However, we ended up pushing down the rest of the day. So, we kind of, got the low VWAP and never really got back over it. And we just kept making, lower lows, slightly lower lows, right? Slightly lower low here, slightly lower low here. And then finally the breakdown into the close and it pulled back pretty hard. We lost the 477 level, and then eventually even the 476 level, we lost that to the downside. As you can see here, there was a lot of buying that stepped into the close, and so that's a decent indication of the potential bounce for tomorrow. But at the same time, there's a potential also for the market to dip a little bit more, and again, we'll look for some more volatility. So just take a look at the daily here. We're looking at the potential here for a slight dip tomorrow to the 475 level. So 474.99 to be exact is what we're looking at for a potential dip before a continuation up, at two new highs. Ideally is what we're looking for. It's Friday. We're looking for some bullish activity, kind of to end the year off with the bang. So we'll see how it goes. Today, the New Year's Eve, that's the 31st, is a full trading day. And so we'll see how that goes then. But again, you actually did in the after hour session push to 474.10, but you didn't have a slight bounce. So we'll see what happens on an intraday basis and go from there. So that is the SPY S&P 500. Next, we're going to get into some of our watch lists as well as some of the trades from today, and then a bonus at the end. So stick around for that. All right, first we have the ticker that we talked about last night, which is United Airlines, UAL. So we caught some sweeping activity, some bullish activity in the name. So that's what put it on the radar. And it had a pretty big morning. So stock ended up opening at 44.29 and just immediately pushed and broke out over the $45 level to a high of 45.20. And this move right here was 160% move on UAL. So United Airlines Very impressive move. Congratulations to everyone that took advantage of this trade this morning. And as we said, we post our watch list, and our watch list comes out before the market opens. So everyone's aware of what we're looking to trade. And this was one of our top stocks today. And again, 160% on UAL. That's United Airlines. So congratulations again, everyone. This was awesome. So you then had another breakout here after the pullback from the high. We had a little bit of a curl under VWAP and then the breakout to the high, basically to retest the highs. And then you had it pull back again below VWAP, consolidate for a while, start to creep up, and then you had this drop. There was some news in the market in relation to travel. They're looking to restrict some travel, in particular cruise lines. They are banning cruise lines, and that ban, at least in Australia, is going to be until February. So overall, it's just a little bit of an alarmist type of stance when you're restricting certain types of travel. The overall travel market gets a ding, mainly because investors are anticipating for other areas in the market in that sector to take a little bit of a hit, with potential regulation coming and restrictions coming for other areas like airlines and such. So UAL took a hit. There's another report that Delta Airlines, DAL, has canceled 250 flights for this New Year's weekend. So that's also what caused some pullback in the sector. And so we're gonna keep this stuff on watch. Did have a great morning, but we'll see how it goes as we look to see what happens with some of these restrictions and the like. But again, congratulations. It's a great trade in the morning on UAL. All right, next we have Disney, DIS. So this is on the watch list this morning before the market opens, and had a nice push. So Disney ended up opening at 155.71 and pushed, right? Had this high here, broke out over the 156 level, and you had this high here, right around here. You had this high here around 156.77, and you had a little bit of a pullback, right? Curled under VWAP, popped back up, consolidated for a little while, and squeezed to new highs, broke out over the 157 mark to a high of 157.07. And this move on Disney was about a 70% move. So congratulations to everyone that took advantage of this. Again, it was on our watch list this morning, and this was a nice move on Disney, DIS. As far as moving forward, so we do have a 158 price target, and for those that are still swinging this, we're almost there. We did have some volatility in the market to the downside just with some of the bad news, and so this swing may take a little bit longer, but we're very close, right? With this high of 157.07, we're 93 cents away from that target, but at the same time, we alerted this swing a while back, and whoever's still in this, everyone that's still in this is up pretty big. So the target is 158, but again, with potential restrictions with travel, Disney is a huge tourist company, and so we're looking for some volatility in that, along with some of the travel stocks. So we'll keep this on watch. Again, 158 is the target. It's looking pretty good, but today at 157.07 was the high, and the next level for this to break, to re-break and retest, is 156.73. So we'll watch that on Disney. Kind of have a pretty nice W pattern forming here, and the ideal breakout level is right here over 157.38. But first things first, let's get over that 156.73 and go from there. So Disney is still on watch with a great move today, over 70% on that trade. All right, next we have MRNA, Moderna. So this is on the watch list this morning as well. We were looking for some continuation, and we got exactly that. So right out of the gates, you had this low here of 242.13, and then a huge push for over $10 share to a high of 254.32 all this morning. So awesome move out of Moderna. This move ended up being a 105% move on Moderna. For some of the trades that we took today, from that move, we captured about 25% of that total between a few trades. A couple winners. One was actually a red trade, but we ended up with about 25% profit on this. However, those that kind of got in right at the open and rode this to that high, which we had a target, which it hit, that was again 105% trade on MRNA. So awesome trade. Congratulations to everyone that took this. You guys are winners. All right. Next, we'll jump into Facebook, FB. So Facebook, let's see. So Facebook was on the watch list as well this morning, and it had a really nice day. So it ended up pulling back here, kind of having a weak open to a low of around 343, and then a nice pop to the 346 level, and that's where you had some resistance, ended up pulling back below VWAP, and then popped back up and grinded up and ended up pushing to a high of 347.23 on Facebook. And that's really great. However, when we saw this pullback here, we actually went short on Facebook. So when the market was pulling back, we took a couple shorts on Facebook. It was right in this drop here. So we ended up with two different trades for a total of about 30% profit on FB. And, like we always say, volatility, that's what we love to see. And we can trade stocks right to the upside or the downside. This was a downside move that we were looking to play as the market pulled back. And so we weren't really getting this continuation breakout like we did in the afternoon. And so we, set up for a short. We took a short, and it worked out really well. So, that was something that we alerted in chat. Ended up pulling back here, and again, it was about a 30% win on FB. That was on a short. So, nice trade for sure. To the long side, there was definitely opportunity from this bounce here after this breakdown, this lulls, and this upside move here was about 70% to the upside. So, there's a couple different ways to play this, and again, congratulations to everyone that took it in either or even both directions. And that's FB, Facebook. I'm sorry, Meta. So Facebook changed their name to Meta. That is still a work in progress, as all their properties are still revolving around that FB, at least in the markets mainly, right? All right, next we have GameStop. So GME popped up on the radar today, and AMC was ripping with it, and so we played a couple different pops on GME in the morning. and well, morning, afternoon, right? So actually, yeah, technically the morning. So you had a nice pop here from this consolidation here right at VWAP, and it was around 154 and popped to a high of 156. So about $2 a share in this one candle here, and that ended up being a 22% gain profit for us on this trade. So that was about 22%. And then it set up again for another pop to the 157 level. And that was for us another 50% gain on GME. And then we ended up with third trade. And this was as this was kind of melting up here. Let's take a closer look. As this was kind of grinding up, melting up here right before this drop, we ended up catching another 15% out of this push here. One, because AMC was grinding up and kind of slightly making higher highs at the same time, and so we were playing off each other as sympathy plays, right? Correlated stocks that move similarly together, and it worked out really well. So three trades, 22%, 50% trade, as well as a 15% trade, and that is all on GME today. So, these trades, these moves add up, right? You can trade the same name over and over again. You don't need it to be kind of this whole one swoop move, right? There are strategies that we encourage everyone to learn that gives you the ability to trade the volatility and make money in any direction, but even with small movements as the stock goes up and down throughout the day. So that is GME. This was an awesome, awesome move. Ended up hitting a high of 160 on the dot, which we actually had a price target of 159.98, and so it hit it perfectly by a little bit more, right? Exceeded by 2 cents. But congratulations to everyone that was alerted. And in terms of how we move forward with GME, we're looking for the potential here to break it back over 160. It looks pretty decent actually for that move, and so we'll keep GME on watching. A 160, basically 161 is the next level for GME to break. All right, next we have Qualcomm, QCOM. So Qualcomm, we noticed there was some bullish activity coming in last night, and we had kind of a weak open on this, right? It gapped down a little bit, and we ended up catching a bounce from the lows and a push to over the 160, 186 level on QCOM. So QCOM was actually a decent trade. We ended up with this move here from about 185.33 right here, and then this kind of push and grind to the high, local high right here at around 180, 186, 186.10. So that is, yeah, right around here, right? And we ended up taking profits at that point. And this was a pretty decent move. It was about 30% win, 35% win on QCOM. And so again, congratulations to everyone that was in this. It ended up squeezing a little bit higher, and it tested the 186.50 level a couple times today. And so pretty nice move out of it, nice bounce, right? But obviously the sell-off into the afternoon for a couple reasons, right? You had the overall market pulling back, and buyers kind of getting exhausted as people are just exiting their trades. It's the end of the year. There was definitely some downside pressure, especially after you had this push up here. But we're nearing these all-time high levels, and that doesn't come easy. We're in another trade, TJX, and we're almost at those all-time high levels, but we're waiting on news. And so we feel that QCOM is probably just pulling back to the moving average, similar to the SPY, and should get some continuation very soon. So we'll keep that on watch. But a nice bounce out of it today, and so congratulations to everyone that took advantage. And that's QCOM, QCOM. All right, next we have ISPC yet again. So we traded this a few days ago and it popped back on the radar today, and we caught kind of the tail end of this rip here where it broke out from 950 level to a high of 1235. So crazy mover. We ended up catching it like right around here, right around the break of $11, and kind of rode this up to those highs at just over $12. And we actually got out right in the nick of time before this massive pullback and dropped over $2 share to a low about $1.60 to below the $11 level. And then we scalped the bounce, but the fills were pretty terrible. And the bounce trade didn't really work, and then you had this other flush here, and then the move was pretty much over. Right? Stock just kind of just faded, and then you did have a squeeze here, and then just even harder pullback into the wee hours and power hour and into the close, and now this thing basically went from $12.35 to $8.35. Again, guys, this is why you learn strategies, you learn how to trade. The majority of people that are even in this, that don't trade on an intraday basis or not paying attention, not watching the stock, could have easily missed this move here and still be in the stock and be a bag holder that's holding a stock that is dropping share price day by day. And that's something that we don't want, right? You're giving these companies money, and they need to be paying you back interest, and in doing so, and typically in a handsome fashion. And stuff like this are just not good things to hold. So that's why you learn how to trade. Again, learning how to trade will make you a better investor. But that is ISPC. And now let's jump into the bonus. So we have a new ticker on our radar, and that is FATH. Now bear with me. This chart looks great right here, but when you pull up a 1 hour chart, you have this huge drop. So this is a recent IPO. This is Fathom Digital Manufacturing. They're a digital manufacturing company that just went public, and it popped up on the radar because of this pop right here. So the IPO opened up at around 1167. Well, it had a high of 1167, and it just kind of went straight down to a low of 646. And then all of a sudden, we had a pretty nice pop here of over 50% in the after-hour session. And so that pop there is people essentially stepping in, shorts potentially covering. We don't know. It could be some news, so again, that's why it's on the radar. We're going to dig a little bit deeper for you guys, and we're going to keep this on watch as we move forward. But that is FATH, Fathom Digital Manufacturing, and that is on our radar. All right, that is all the tickers we have for today, and we want to know what you guys are trading. So if you can leave a comment below, we'll greatly appreciate it. We'll get back to you and respond. And if you have any questions about anything related to the markets, shoot us a message below, and we'll get right back to you. But if you enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and then click the link below. Join the community. We're growing very fast. We're looking to help more and more people. So definitely check us out. And also follow us at FREIBA on all platforms. And we definitely appreciate all the support. So thanks for tuning in to Finding Tickers. The watch list will be out in the morning. So we'll see you in chat then. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night.